So well.
This guy's stuff is amazing. They do a line of Mexican style beverages. If you like rice pudding, this is the guy right here. They turn people who hate rice pudding into lovers of rice pudding. So if you've never had the rice pudding, you gotta come and check it out.
Okay. And the horchata, I know, is some of that kind of blend.
The horchata is beautiful as well. The watermelon, they usually have a tamarind drink, but they don't have it here today.
Yeah, too bad. Thank you. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I just want to chat. Who are the owners? Whose business? You're just making him?
No. Those are the owners. They don't like cameras.
They don't like cameras?
I'm the mouthpiece, but he is the owners.
You're the mouthpiece.
Yes.
Well, what do you say? So then there's a mouthpiece.
I could say it depends. I just wing it. I just don't just.
All right.
I
So go with it
flow.
as a mouthpiece. What would you tell me about this business?
Why I will tell you about it?
Yeah.
Well, from what I know, it is everything here is authentic. It's Mexican dishes. There's Mexican drinks. There are Mexican food cocktail, which they add some spices on it, which could be tangy, which could be hot. They also have Mexican sauces there. Mexican desserts. The ingredients I don't really know. I get kicked out of the kitchen. So right,
You get kicked out of the kitchen?
Yeah, got to keep it Mexican. Right, but it all tastes good. You know what I mean? Like this one here is more. You know, it's this is a hot sauce. Right? I think it's the ingredients are lime, avocado, obviously peppers. What type I really I don't know, but it is sort of mild and it can be made. It can be eaten with anything,
Right.
like chips. If you just want to make, food, you can marinate. You could add it to cooking. This one here is more hot, right? And if you like something a little more spicy, these are desserts. One is a lime dessert, which is called Carlota. This is another one. I think it means burnt milk in English. I always have trouble pronouncing the Spanish version of it. Right? This is horchata, which is very popular in Mexico. It's made of milk, cinnamon, and rice. And this is sorrel here that we know about from in the islands, but in Mexico, I think it's called Jamaica, right?
Why is it called Jamaica? I've always been curious about that.
It's called Jamaica because it doesn't know the flower, but it has nothing to do with the country.
But
Because you guys say Jamaica, this is Jamaica, Mexican pronunciation.
Right.
Or Spanish.
Well, in Jamaica it was initially called Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's actually what it was called.
when she seriously,
Yeah. It was Jamaica.
Yeah.
The Spanish were there with that name.
yeah.
So you know what? Maybe when you guys were colonized, that's when they changed the name
Yes,
for
exactly
English.
when they changed it.
English pronunciation
Yeah,
changed when the
that
English
makes
took over.
sense.
Yeah, but it was Jamaica
We have
before.
the same type of natives. We have Taino Indians, right?
And it was
We have
Zemaka.
The same branch. Like we
And
branch from
how are you
the same-
connected to this then, brother?
Sorry.
How are you connected to this business?
He works for me, like right, right, and I just he's just starting a business. He and his sister, and I just help him out,
Yeah.
right. That's about it.
So you're like the business advisor, sorry.
No. I don't advise. I
Where are we gonna
transport.
pose that first?
Huh?
Are we gonna get anything from the horse?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not the advisor. I just help him
sir.
out transport. I because of the difference in language. Sometimes it can be a little difficult for the understanding of the English, and so I don't have anything to do unless my horses are running. So I just come. With a
horses.
I'm more like a translator. Right?
Why would you say your horses?
Yeah, I've got horses. That's what I do
That's what
personally.
you do?
Yes, I own and train horses at Woodbine Racetrack.
Brilliant.
Yeah, right. So that's what I do. But when I don't have any horses racing in the afternoon, you know what I mean? I come and and plus this interests me too. You know what I mean? The different food, the different cultures. I can get out in fresh air because I would just stay home and sleep.
Right.
But yeah, but it's all right.
That's so great. That's a whole other story about horses, having horses and racing horses.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Oh, it's good. And, like anything, it has its ups and downs. You know what I mean? With the pandemic, obviously, it hit everybody a little hard because it's expensive. And everybody got bills to pay. And we have to feed the horses, the horses,
Right.
you know what I mean? Cannot suffer because of the pandemic. So we still have to maintain them the same way. We still have the same expenses.
Right,
We
right.
still have to cure them the same way. Nothing has changed there. Right? You know what I mean? But we... somebody like me, we rely on racing, for a living, and it was just a bit tough. But now we got racing, and it's going head full. Got a full schedule till December, so you know what I mean. All we could do is
How
think
did you get
positive and
into
move.
that? How did you get into it?
I always loved horses. My father was a jockey, and I'm growing up in the islands, you know what
Where
I
in the
mean?
islands did you grow up?
I was Trinidad, Barbados.
Trinidad,
I
Barbados?
lived between both islands.
Brilliant.
And my mom she loved horse racing. She always took me there, and I always loved horses. And sometimes growing up as a little boy, you know, like 12 years old, 13, I would just kind of, before I go to school, I would go to the stables, you know, and learn to ride and, you know, help look after the horses and do all of that. And that is something I always wanted to do. That was always my passion.
Wonderful.
Right, and then I went to England to university and I studied stud and stable husbandry, right, you know, and here I am.
Brilliant. What's your name, brother?
Nathan Squires, yeah.
Nathan Spires?
Yeah.
Brilliant. No, listen, I love that. I love getting that story because a lot of people don't always think about folks like you doing what you're doing, you know? I mean, I always think of jockeys or the people who take care of them, but you
grooms,
actually,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so it's that, but as I said, that's something I always wanted to do all my life, you know what I mean? And, you know, there's always, when you're doing something you love, it's not a job. You don't feel it.
Right.
It's early hours.
Right.
You know, right? It's early hours. Like I get there at the track at 4 o'clock in the morning and I start and I just work until I'm done. And then that's it.
Brilliant.
And it's all right.
What would you say to anybody who wants to get into this business, like what you're doing, like that, in terms of any
Make sure
advice
they
you
have
give
deep
anybody?
pockets.
Deep pockets.
Yeah.
So make sure you earn some money.
Yeah, make sure you have some money because it's not cheap.
Right.
Not to say that I have, but you know what I mean. But you know, I try to manage as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
And you love it. That's the
I
important
love
thing.
it. You know, I wouldn't. That's just me. You know, I'm not the type of person who could sit in a cubicle all for 8 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like, trust me, I'm not knocking it. You understand? But that is just not me. You know,
Right.
I like to be out there, getting my hands dirty with the horses. You know, right? And you know, being among them. Studying the idiosyncrasies and all of that. Right? So
Brilliant.
it's good. You know.
Great.
As I said, it's great.
Good.
Right? And as I said, he works with me on mornings.
Oh, so he does some stuff with you, right?
Yes, yeah, he works with me in the mornings, and then on weekends, you know, he's trying to open a restaurant and stuff like that. You know, that's his sister. She just came from Mexico, you know, and they're trying, you know what I mean? And why not? You know what I mean? When you see, especially young kids trying and they have ambition, why not try to push them in the right direction and you help them?
Right.
You know,
right.
there's got too much negativity in the world. So, you know what I mean? Especially with the youth of today. So, if you see one or two, you know, looking for something and reaching out there for something, you know what I mean? You know, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? We as adults should try to embrace that and try to help them.
But it's such a model too of, you know, because I work in HR with HR,
Yeah.
and a lot of times it's about how does leaders or managers and people support their staff. And one of the messages is always, it's not just within the business you're in, it's also about do they have ideas about doing other things. So you're such a model of supporting one of your staff. Say, hey, you know, what else do you want to do? And supporting you.
Well, the thing about it is that he is extremely intelligent, right? When it comes to like computers and all, I'm kind of computer illiterate and all that.
Right.
It's not that I just don't want to learn. That's me. I could do it, but I just lazy to do it, you know. And he does all of that, you know what I mean? He's just a natural at that, and he always comes up with different ideas to try to sell and make money and all of that. And I think which is good. Like sometimes he come up with. I got a degree in business management and accounting, but he comes up with some ideas. Sometimes I say like, wow, you know what I mean? It could work, but like in everything else, you need capital, and if you don't have it, you know, it could hold you back a bit. Right. So hopefully it works out.
Brilliant. Well, let me go over here now and meet this. I just heard such high praise of you. I just heard such beautiful things about you, like lots of good things, like, you know, positive things. So, do you want to tell me about the business then a little bit?
I'm shy.
You're shy.
Yeah, but basically this is what we do every weekend.
Right.
And we are here every weekend from 11 to 7. And we have sausage, drinks, fruit. That's all.
Okay, brilliant. And he did a great job already of telling me a lot about the product. So, it's the fruit cocktail. Call this crazy Mexican fruit.
Yes, he named it after himself.
This is great.
It's gonna be 7:34.
And are you on Instagram, the business?
Yeah, we have this. This is the brand. So this is how you guys can find us.
Okay, sure.
Continue yours. Does the brand? Does it good?
Oh.
My thing is not. Come on.
We can have Carolyn, you get it here.
Okay. Good.
got it.
Yeah. Canta Inolores?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah. It's kind of coming. Oh, there. I'll take a card. I'll talk about it later. I don't know why it's not focusing. You're focused really well, but otherwise not. Okay. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Where are you going to post that?